Well, I looked into things surrounding this game since last time. I also, after cutting up the last stream, here's my layout. Also, after cutting up my last stream, realized that my audio was a little bit cursed. I was going a little bit into the red of OBS, so my voice was sounding a bit distorted and not as good as it should. It felt a lot more, rough, let's say. So that part 10 to 21 there. Yeah, apologies for that. Hopefully my voice didn't sound too awful there. It should be sorted now. I tinkered around with a bunch of audio settings. The one big audio thing that I still need to sort out is the fact that all my videos seem to be quieter than like everyone else's on YouTube. So I need to get like some plugins for OBS that just bring the general volume up. Because currently with my current setup, I can't do that without everything breaking the way that it was last stream. So yeah. Where's the blade? Well, unfortunately, we don't have a blade this time. We have a saga. I mean, there's Cosmos in this game that is a blade in Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Why do you not have a sub badge or a mod badge or anything in the chat that's down here? You have it in the chat that I'm reading from. Oh, you have it on the layout here. Well, get wrecked. Also, Mythic, I saw earlier today that you were probably well aware that I had hopped into Plastic Desktop, because I saw you hopped in on Steam shortly after I did. And, I kind of opened it to get an idea. Could this be an idea for the next 24-hour charity stream where people can donate to add ducks? So I, after, like several weeks here now since it was sent, I begrudgingly accepted the gift sent to me. And I was like, can this be incorporated for a funny reward for a charity event? May have screenshot you in the act. No one needs to see that. Well, I can screenshot you in the act with no badges. We call him No Badge Mythic, the newcomer to the Acoustic Harmonia stream, never been seen here before. Since the last time I streamed this game, I looked into how it worked, because the battles of this game, like, while I can pick up the basics, the more nuanced and specific mechanics of this game, I did not understand for the life of me, and the game never really spelled it out. So since the last stream, I did go onto YouTube and looked up things like Xenosaga Episode 1 Battle Guide or Combat Guide or Gameplay Guide, stuff like that. I found nothing. I only found, like, other people's playthroughs, like generic gameplay footage. This game is too niche to have had a guide made on it on YouTube, which I found really surprising, which made me really, really glad that I have the manual here. So earlier today, I went through this thing cover to cover. Now I know what these little symbols, well, I don't know for sure what they mean, which is why I'm going to leave it open on this page to refer to. So that when these symbols rotate in battle, I know what the heck they mean across no effect, critical hit up, BG increase rate up, and point bonus. So like if you defeat the enemy while that one's up, then you get like bonus points towards like your ether points, your tech points, and your skill points. And I had no idea what the heck any of those were. And I referred to this to figure out what all that was. And I'm sure I could have found that information on the internet just on like a forum or something like that, like a game facts guide. But at that point, if I'm doing that, if I'm gonna do text-based anyway, I may as well do like the fully illustrated thing with like nice little diagrams instead of just text. So this was probably my best format that I had for learning it. And I found that in addition to gaining EXP, I also did do a little bit of grinding since last time, but I don't have the best area for grinding, so it wasn't super great. It mostly gave me a bunch of monies, and so I got some consumable items since last time. I realized that on the gaining EXP and money screen, there's also like tech points, skill points, and ether points I'm gaining on the side. So when I use E points, that's this chart that I was seeing in the long play there. So you can either evolve it, which means that you get like a skill another level up, and that's like the next branch in the skill tree. So you can decide like which way you want to evolve it. And when you evolve a skill, you still retain the original skill there. So I've unlocked these nodes. I evolved Medica into Analyze, and now I can figure out how much HP enemies have, and have it not feel like enemies take friggin' forever. And then I evolve that into these two. And I could potentially evolve that into the bottom one of these days. Or you can transfer where at half the cost, so it would cost 20 here, I can transfer it to other characters. So I looked into will party members in the background that I'm not using are out of the party, like Cosmos and Momo still gain EXP. And apparently the answer is yes, but less than my main party members. And they also don't gain E points, skill points, and tech points unless they're actively in battle. So they should still be gaining EXP and not be too much behind, but if I want to actively use them, I may as well be here, like in the actual party. And even if I don't plan on using them long term, there is still a benefit to having them in the party temporarily, just to get E points here, and then I can transfer skills to other characters, which is actually kind of cool that you can go down a tree, unlock those, and then when you have it unlocked, you can transfer it to another character. So everyone can, I guess, get all the skills if you really wanted to go ham on this game. So I found that interesting. Do you see that Plastic Duck Simulator got a new DLC map? I can't say that that's something I saw, no. So these are the other things I got here on the current party members that I have. I was just like, let's just go down and see what these are. I wish it gave me a better description. I don't know if I'd be able to look up online what the heck those are. The tech attacks are apparently like the combo finishers. So if I do like square, like those moves are always stay the same. And then the thing that I have set at the end here is like the finisher, my big damage things. And you can use tech points to make your combo finisher things better. So I increased the speed of both of these ones. I just recently unlocked Shockblade. I haven't tried it yet. I increased it to high, which means that I can also now just do like square Shockblade or triangle Spell Array. I don't have to use like the 6 AP basic attack finisher. I can now just do basic attack finisher, which means that that should definitely help my damage output here a little bit, and I can have a little bit of spare AP. And there was a page somewhere in here that said like how much AP everything used. I think I have most of it memorized now, where it's like using an item uses 3, moving uses 2, using any move uses 2. It's something like that. So I was able to set things as high now that I increased their speed, and I did this stuff here, which I don't know which ones are good, which ones are bad, so I'm just kind of dicking around here. I also have no friggin' idea where to heal on this ship. I'm sure there's like a bed somewhere. I just used a whole bunch of these biospheres at the save point because I had no idea where to save, and I have the monies to buy a bunch anyway. So there was that. Was there anything in characters that I'd done here? Oh yeah, I changed out some of my accessories, put on this protector here. I don't know what these mean. I guess there's headgear and body gear that I just don't have, and then this full body gear that I have some stuff. When I revisited an old area, I got a scope, and I saw it displays enemy HP information. And something that you can use ability points on is you can you can also invest tech points into buffing up certain stats, except for agility. Apparently that stays the same forever, according to the manual, and is character dependent. For skills, you actually inherit them from equipment, so you can equip a couple things at once, and then you get like the skills on them while they're currently equipped. But you can also extract skills from them using skill points, and then you can equip them here. So like I equipped Search Eyes from Scope so I can display enemy HP information, and then later I tinkered with my Ether skills and found the whole Analyze thing there, and I was like, oh, did I just waste some of my skill points on Search Eyes? But I guess I would have to use Ether for that, and Search Eyes will just be a passive thing, so maybe it's not a bad thing that I got that. Hello, Nurex the Buggo. Hope things are going well today. So, yeah, there was that. I don't know entirely why I can't do this one yet. I know I can't do this one because I already have it. Skills already been extracted. I need to be at like a higher skill level for this. It needs to be skill level 2. I'm at skill level 1. And the manual said something about like as you continue to extract skills and tinker around with that stuff, you'll get your skill level up, and then you can extract higher level skills and keep it up. But I guess these are the only things that I can extract right now. So I don't know how I level that up. The manual didn't actually say how I leveled that up. It was just like, yeah, keep on extracting skills and you'll level up. So maybe I need to extract more skills from different things, and then I eventually get to skill level 2. I have no idea. So yeah, I got that stuff figured out here. I haven't inherited skills with anyone else. I looked into a little bit of stuff with the not skills here, the eggs. It looks like Chaos comes with a skill as well, kind of like Shion did. I don't think I really have anything else with it right now. Like, I could go to the shop and buy some other things. I haven't really bothered to do so yet. And I was looking in this manual for how the heck I heal them, and either you use the frame repair consumable items in your inventory, or you go to like the freaking eggs tuning menu or something like that. I was like, where the hell is that? The manual didn't tell me where that was, so I googled where the tuning menu was, and apparently it's in the hangar. So I needed to run all the way across the ship here to the hangar, definitely not getting lost along the way. And then there's like a bot there that you can talk to and go into like the eggs tuning menu, and then I got my skills repaired, and you can do it for free there, but Be nice if there was like a more central area to do it, or the ship wasn't as much of a maze as it is. It's like my not skells are full health now, but it'll probably slowly go down while I'm playing until I get back to the ship here, and I could always use the frame repairs, but we shall see. Yeah, this game is a 2002 game, so I guess this game is 23 years old now, which is wild to think. Oh, aren't you going with Alan? Well, Alan was crying over his food for some reason. No matter what I said, it just blubbered at me. It's really annoying, so I'm leaving him behind. I think the first person that talked was Shion, I didn't realize. It's probably what was going on there. So, yeah, I figured I'd just keep on plugging away at it tonight now that I maybe have a sense for what's going on. I also think I have an idea for how the boost works, but we'll see. Oh, there's one of those save points here, too. Well, let's start looking for the commander. We should split up to look for him. I'll let you know as soon as I find him. Okay. On I go. Why is the radar being all weird? Is it the whole screen that's being weird, or? Docked clinic. Part shop. Talk to me. What, is this for like the eggs or something? What do you mean part shop? What is this here? I'm a little curious. I also wish there was like actual soundtrack to most of this game. I feel like I'm playing friggin' Breath of the Wild when it comes to soundtrack when I play this game. Well, like, you know, the fact that it's just nothing, and then when it does play, it's just the same thing over and over again. We have everything from eggs, beam cannons, to toilet paper. There's nothing you can't get here. What do you need? I don't know. Oh, I can go into tuning here, too. Okay, so it's not just there. I have a whole bunch of these from doing random battles now, so I have no shortage of regular medkits. Nasty gloves. Physical attack +5. I wish I could see how much difference it made compared to what I currently have on. I don't know. My current stuff is maybe fine. Yeah, I really wish it just directly compared to what I currently had. Bullet SMG 32B1? But yeah. I unfortunately can't do that, but I mean, half of our party is robots anyway, so I guess they wouldn't exactly get. We look forward to your next visit. I don't know. Yeah, top 10 lies in video game history right there then. I'm just gonna head on out of here. I don't know. 2002 RPG in a nutshell. You can see equipment and their stats, but not how it compares to your current thing. And I'm too lazy to check my menu. And it's probably not that important. Is there a cutscene going on here? Why did I fade to black? Okay, there's a cutscene going on here. Also, Discord messages. Just check if they're important. I'm being added for Elden Ring Night Rain. If you had asked me like 3 minutes prior before I started the stream, then I could have done some Night Rain and then hopped into this. But now that I'm into this, Xenosaga, shenanigans, good night.
You Federation scum!
What? Yes, he has quite the mark on his forehead. Oh, okay, that's all that cutscene was. The story is this is 4,000 years in the future, and the government dudos got this, a Minecraft odd that founds pollution, nice. The, government dudos of this world found this, like, multi-dimensional craziness thing called the Zohar, and they were like, whoa, here's this multi-dimensional crazy thing. We're gonna grab this and bring it to the place that we need to bring it. And then things went not so well in the beginning of the game because this alien race called the Gnosis came and attacked and took the Zohar. And no one really seems to understand what exactly the Gnosis are, but we have like some weapons that are good against them. And so they took that, and our main character here is kind of the one in charge of this super murder machine that is like an anti-Gnosis weapon. It's spelled like that, but with a G at the front. So that it's not the noses, I guess. Maybe that's the reason why the G is there. We have this super murder machine who is this robot, very hot lady. That is meant to, like, destroy the Gnosis and stuff. So she came out and she killed a whole bunch of the Gnosis. But then after the Gnosis took the Zohar, she was like, alright, I'm gonna go to this place and you're not stopping me. My mission is to go to this place now because that's where my orders are coming from. And maybe that's where she thinks the Zohar is or something, or she put a tracker on it, so I guess that's where we're going. We're just kind of tagging along here. And also, there's this commander that's coming along with us that the characters don't know yet, but we know as the player is kind of a double agent for the bad guys. And so we're kind of going out trying to help him, and maybe the main characters will find out at some point, oh, he's kind of not a good guy. And there's like some weird other like stuff going on in the background that I don't quite understand yet. And, oh, she on it. It's terrible. It's terrible. In the thug. The alleyway is beat up all commander. Hammer, I can't understand you at all. Calm down a little. I thought that was a translation issue at first. There's no time to calm down. Come on, hurry. Come this way, quickly. So this commander, we found out with like flashback cutscenes that he was kind of responsible for setting our murder machine Cosmos loose in the past and kind of murderizing a whole bunch of people. And it's like, oh, that's not super great. And he also was thinking about killing our murder machine Cosmos, and we don't really want him to do that, so the main characters don't really know that he's a bad dude yet, but, oh shit, did he kill all these guys? He had that glowing spot on his forehead. Yeah, he's pretty sketchy sketchers.
Shion, we must get these people
It's
to
not a
hospital at
goblin.
once.
It's not a
They're still
gnelf.
alive,
It's a
barely
gnosness.
hanging on.
You've been gnosed.
I'll go call an ambulance.
Unbelievable. I guess we still have ambulances 4,000 years in the future.
This is terrible.
And that's the story so far.
Where's Commander Cherenkov?
I'm detecting a faint heat signature heading toward the dock. It most likely belongs to the commander.
Commander.
My wrist is feeling better, but not 100% yet. Hey, Harmony, do you have any interest in Digimon Story? Time Stranger has a free demo on Steam with a surprising amount of content.
But, Commander!
I don't think I've ever looked into
you
anything
okay?
Digimon past what people have told me on this channel. Which, as a funny thing, I'm gonna pause this for a second so I'm not interrupting it too much. You know how it's kind of a running gag, how I know like nothing about Digimon, but it keeps on coming up on the channel here as everyone seems to love Digimon when I know nothing about it? The very first part of my Xenosaga series went up on YouTube earlier today, like I scheduled it for this Friday. And you can label your game as, like, specific game categories on YouTube, so if people, like, go to that specific game directory, they can see all the content on that game. So I labeled my series here as Xenosaga Episode 1, and when I looked on my video that was uploaded today, you look just underneath the description, and it says Xenosaga Episode 1, and beside its title, where it shows, like, the portrait, the official art for the game, it shows Digimon. I shit you not. Like, so I can label this game as Xenosaga Episode 1 on YouTube, but YouTube in terms of cover art gives it Digimon. Like, so it's quite funny that you should bring up Digimon right now. After earlier today, I found that YouTube gives this the banner art of
but they
Digimon.
started fighting amongst each other, so I
Like,
ran
I'm sure
away during the
Xenosaga's a
commotion.
niche game, but like,
You got cornered?
freaking, he's lying. He totally killed them.
It's all right. It's really not
So,
that bad.
Yeah, funny you should say.
That's not true. I've been trying to treat his injuries, but he won't let me.
I'm sorry. It's just, I'm not a big fan of nanosurgery.
You have some secrets that are gonna be
You
uncovered if
prefer
we
natural healing?
No,
you out.
that's not what I mean.
Momo, I need your help over here. I haven't had a tune-up since the battle on Proloma. Some of my parts may be a little worn out.
Okay.
La Roma is where I grinded because I didn't have a more recent place that was accessible,
All
sadly.
systems are working within their normal parameters.
I'm behind on my regular maintenance. This body's getting pretty old.
Not at all. But you know, you may be better off if Shion were to look you over.
You may find this funny, but even with a body like this, I still feel uncomfortable about a young woman working on me.
But there are plenty of human female doctors, aren't there?
Well, I'm embarrassed of this patchwork mechanical body. I'm being silly, aren't I?
But you're all right with me because I'm not human?
That's not what I meant. It's just that I feel comfortable around you, but that's probably because of the purity of your heart.
All the other female doctors
not
who work
because
on
I
me
see
have
you as a
scandalous intents.
Thank you. I'm so glad.
How I envy you.
Huh?
No, it's nothing.
I wonder if the commander's really all right.
There's
He's
some
been
stuff
acting
going on with
strangely
him.
ever since we boarded the Elsa.
I want to see Nupun. I think Nupun only came into the picture as of Xenoblade. I don't think there's any Nupun in this game. Unfortunately. It took until Xenoblade 2 for them to factor in anything officially from the Xenosaga games anyway. So as of Xenoblade 1, they might not have been... Nintendo might not have been as tight with Namco and... Is Metal Gear Solid 4 or something? And Namco might not have been like, oh yeah, that developing studio that you kind of snatched up from us, yeah, just go ahead and use whatever you want from the IP that they made under us. But by Xenoblade Chronicles 2, they were cool and were like, yeah, go ahead and use Cosmos, Telos, and I guess the conduit there, the not Zohar. Xenoblade 2 started using a lot of things from Xenosaga. There's an email for Shion. Okay. But Nupun would have been a Xenoblade thing. I hope whatever the next Xeno game is, if it isn't Xenoblade, if it's something else that brings together Saga and Blade, that it does still have Nupun. Because Nupun are great. Newly added map, Utic Battleship. Oh, now it gives it to me. I should have done a little bit more at the end of last stream. I would have unlocked a Utic Battleship, and then when I grinded on my own time, I would have been grinding there, and it would have been more efficient. Gosh dang it. Damn you, game. But yeah. My knowledge of Xenosaga starts and ends with JRPG with Xeno in its name that exists. Yeah, and I think that's the way that it is for most people, and for most Xenoblade players, their knowledge of Xenosaga starts and ends at Cosmos! Look, Cosmos! The character there, whoa! Since she was a playable character in Xenoblade 2. Not canonically. I'm pretty sure here. That was just kind of put in as like a for fun thing. I don't think most Xenoblade fans know much about Xenosaga. But they do know Cosmos because Xenoblade 2. Since she was in that game. And I guess maybe Telos as well, to a lesser extent. I don't know if she's going to be in this game, or the later ones, or all of the above. Gosh dang it, wrong way. I get lost on this friggin' ship. I saw her name during the end of last stream, so... She's already being hinted at in some way here. Yes, it is indeed. So... Monolith Soft's first Xeno game was Xenogears on the PlayStation 1, which was under Square Enix, or just Square at the time there. Then they started making Xenosaga under Bandai Namco, or just as it was known, Namco at the time. So this was a trilogy of games here. And then they went under Nintendo and they started making Xenoblade, and made that into a whole series. Like, I know Monolith Soft have worked on a lot of games outside of Xeno, but it seems like if they're working on their bread and butter, their real passion projects, they gotta put Xeno in the name. Because it's just the rule with them or something. It's like Elon Musk's addiction to the letter X. It's like Monolith Soft with Xeno. But yeah, Xenosaga is made by Bandai Namco, the same company making Digimon Storytime Stranger. Yeah, you're right. But published, made by Monolith Soft, so same developers as Xenoblade here. And they wanted to turn this into like a super crazy, successful multimedia franchise. They wanted to have video games, anime, manga. They wanted to have the whole kit and caboodle with this series. They wanted to go big or go home. And there actually is an anime of this game, of the very first one. They did get one season of an anime made based on the first game. And from what I understand, there's like a couple mangas that are like the beginning of this very first game. And I don't know if there was other things made. I'm sure there was. They wanted to make this into a big thing. And their plan was that Xenosaga here was going to be a 6-game series. They had a plan for how this was going to span across 6 games to tell the whole story start to finish. They made the first game, this one here, and apparently it was moderately successful, and Namco was like, alright, go ahead and make a second. They made the second, and it was okay-ish successful, but not anywhere near as successful as they want. And Namco was like, all right, this is not really doing as well as we'd hoped. You get one more game. You're not doing your whole 6-game series. So then Monolith Soft was like, we gotta condense everything down. So apparently the pacing in 1 and 2 is like really slow because they plan to have 4 more games after this. But then the pacing in 3 is like lightning fast. We gotta wrap up the plot now. It's gotta end. All these plot threads, all these things that we had planned for 4 more games, we gotta end it now. So apparently 3 feels like very rushed in its storytelling. Apparently it's the best one. Apparently people love the story of 3, but it is apparently very rushed. And then Monolith Soft like started chatting with Nintendo, and Nintendo was like, hey, we'll give you full creative freedom and you can make all sorts of cool games and stuff like that. And you just make it exclusively for our consoles. You want that deal? And Monolith Soft was like, okay, that sounds pretty good. And they went to Nintendo and they started making Xenoblade. And I guess they started out with Xenoblade Chronicles 1 and X kind of doing a brand new thing outside of their previous games like Xenosaga, but clearly with some ideas from Xenosaga, like the whole skells in Xenoblade Chronicles X, for example, which they probably want to do more stuff with mech combat like they introduced in this game, is what I imagine. But then as of Xenoblade Chronicles 2, since Nintendo and Bandai Namco are buddy-buddy, I guess Bandai Namco was like, yeah, sure, go ahead and put Xenosaga things in your Xenoblade games, go ahead. So the essentially main character of this game, Cosmos, is a playable character in Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Another important character from Xenosaga is playable in Xenoblade 2, being Telos. And then the whole main symbol of this game, that yellow symbol that you see right behind the Xenosaga on the title art, is now like a big important thing in Xenoblade lore, and it seems like Xenosaga is going to be important to the future of the Xenoblade story, and this stuff is getting factored in, so I kind of want to see what's going on here, because it might be... There's a very, very strong chance that it's going to be factored into, like, the next Xeno game that Monolith Soft makes under Nintendo. What is Xenosaga? I was just finishing the discussion on what Xenosaga is. Hello, Azzy. I literally just finished my explanation. What do you want? Do you want to depart soon? Or do you want around the colony still? I don't know. Where are we going? Alright, Tony, we're leaving Port Hang for the Missile Star system. Hurry up, I guess, release from the dock. Short version here. These are the games that Monolith Soft made before Xenoblade. This is published by Bandai Namco. So Monolith Soft made Xenogears under Square on the PS1, then made a trilogy of Xenosaga games on the PlayStation 2. This is a 2002 PlayStation 2 game. I might need to turn up my own volume here a little bit. So made by Monolith Soft, published by Bandai Namco, and then Monolith Soft moved over to Nintendo and started making the Xenoblade games. That were kind of their own thing, but now it seems like Xenosaga is going to be kind of important to the Xenoblade story as well. They've been factoring it in, which I guess makes sense because Nintendo and Bandai Namco are buddy-buddy, so I guess Bandai Namco is like, sure, go ahead, put Xenosaga things in your Xenoblade games. So, Bandai Namco owns this IP, but they're cool with Nintendo doing it. What the hell is wrong with this dude? So I'm playing through this trilogy of PlayStation 2 games to get a sense for what's going on in the story. So that, is he fading out? Because I think that's going to be important for the future of the Xeno series. No, they wouldn't have been able to continue with Xenosaga. They initially wanted to do 6 games, so they had like a grand plan for how this was going to be a 6-game series. But apparently it wasn't quite successful enough as of the second game, and Bandai Namco is like, we're cutting you off. You're making 1 more. So, from what I've heard, 1 and 2 here are pretty slow-paced. They're more about, like, setting up pieces for 4 games later. They're pretty slow-paced games here, whereas 3, they had to condense the plans of 4 games into 1, since they were given 1 more that they could do, and they needed to wrap up all the plot threads. Everything needed to be done. They needed to conclude the trilogy in a satisfying way, so... Apparently 3 is, like, really good, and the story's really amazing. But I have heard that it also feels very rushed because the story of 3 was meant to be 4 different games. So I don't know how much they would have continued at Bandai Namco, considering Namco was like, hey, this isn't hitting the sales numbers that we want. We're cutting you off. 1 more game. Like, maybe 3 was really successful, and then they were like, alright, you can keep making games under us. But maybe they would have made Xeno something else, because from what I've heard, 3 does have, like, a proper ending. So, like, they concluded Xenosaga. They probably would have liked it to be 4 games instead of 1, but...
Who are you?
They had some grand plans.
What do you mean, too late?
And I assume that there's going to be a lot of stuff like this that's
Ultimately,
probably not going to get resolved in this game.
choice is up to him.
This is meant to be a 6-part epic. Yeah, this was
He may be
2002.
able to understand him
2 was
in his
2004,
final moments.
and 3 was 2006. All 3 of them are on the PlayStation 2.
That will bring him comfort.
Wonder how long it would have gone until if they did do their whole 6-game plan. But yeah. So maybe they would have done Xenoblade regardless, just because they probably had to move on from Xenosaga since they kind of ended the series there. But one of the reasons they went to Nintendo was apparently because of creative freedom that they wanted, I heard. Nintendo offered them creative freedom for publishing if it meant that it was going to be exclusive on Nintendo consoles, and Microsoft was like, hey, yeah, let's do that. And thus we got Xenoblade. So this is what kind of came before that. 4 games narrations condensed into one sounds like a nightmare. Yeah, I can only imagine.
A powerful force is affecting the ship.
Again, I hear the
outside
story's really
hyperspace.
good, but like
What does that mean?
rushed.
Something is trying to come into contact with the ship.
Whereas 1 and 2 are
If
slow.
this persists, we will be dragged out of hyperspace.
What's this?
I'm sure if they went into it with plans for a trilogy, it'd be a bit cleaner. So, because of
What?
thwarted plans, we're turning purple now. The story got a little bit wonky in terms of its pacing, from slow snail pace to lightning fast. So we'll see what the pacing is like through this series. Uh-oh, that's not good then. Oh shit, that's a lot of Gnosis. But yeah, the graphics are a dead giveaway from the era. I don't know why, but anime-esque graphics from that style back then, yeah.
Well, there.
It's
Man, look at all.
honestly not too terrible for the time here.
Cosmos,
I think it's aged decently well.
Affirmative.
Like, it's still nice and satisfying to look at, but it is definitely of the era. Maybe. Yeah, I'm sure that there was a lot that was cut. So we'll never know what the original Xenosaga plan was. And that's what I've heard, is that they had to cut a lot of things from 3.
I can't control her. Distortion in the
Yeah,
back of
definitely.
you. We're being pulled in. What?
I think if you went for like a hyper-realistic graphic style on the PS2, then that would have definitely aged like milk and would have been like super ugly. But an art style like this, it's gonna age okay.